I was asked a few minutes ago, are you comfortable speaking tonight? Are you ready? I said, yeah, I'm always ready. And then I realised I'm not ready, but we will give it a go nonetheless. How do you eulogise my father, Barry Freed? Well, if it was just one word, the word I would choose would be kindness. He was a kind man. As a friend wrote to me, he was a gentleman, or a gentle man. And it came through the lineage. His late father, Grandpa Meyer, grandsons, granddaughters, grandchildren are here, siblings. Grandpa was a kind man. And we all have such fond memories. And kindness is really the ultimate, essential Jewish attribute. Chesed, loving kindness, it's the attribute of Abraham. I wouldn't say it's the inventor of Judaism, but the forefather, the discoverer, the innovator. And it was all about giving. And through this one particular lens, we can see my father's many different actions. One way he was being kind in recent months is he was mentoring people who had pulmonary fibrosis, the same lung disease as he had, people who weren't so far along the line. He prepared a whole talk and gave a webinar on it. And just to have the picture, he's there on his oxygen machine, all hooked up, taking the oxygen, speaking to people who are in far better health, coaching them through it, giving them support, giving them mentoring. It's extraordinary. I'm going to try and, I won't cry. Englishmen are not supposed to cry. One must suppress emotions to be healthy. His other kindness was, say, for example, DIY. Whenever he had an opportunity, he'd just go and help people with his pack of tools, and whether it's going to friends, going to family, no job too small, never cost a penny.
He's got my tools.
We can have them back. Did he promise to give them back?
No.
Okay. Well, it's too late.
I don't want them.
You don't want them? Okay, well, you can't do that. So he would always try to fix things. And being a kind son, I tried to help him. So I would break things to give him the opportunity to be kind and fix things. But now if I did it, Lauren will be fixing them. So, we can pass it on. And growing up, his kindness was about making other people feel happy. I mean, Lauren and I saw growing up, the parties my parents had, and there was one theme throughout all of the parties. In the centre of all of the parties, my father was there playing the guitar. Whether it was a party at home with the parents, whether it was a school thing, whether it was a shul thing, whatever it happened to be, he was there, or he was emceeing, or he was hosting. My late grandmother's, was it 90th birthday? It was 90th birthday. So 3 of our friends were playing, friend Dan and Dave singing and playing, and they did a whole cabaret, and then at the end, I think my dad got up and played a song, and then Uncle Raymond got up and played a song, and then Louisa was about to come up and play something, and then suddenly everyone was up, and my friend Dave said to me, he's like, Marcus, suddenly I understand you. Everyone is like you. This is so bizarre. But it's just, again, just to understand my dad. So growing up, they say that, every child, the son's going to look at the nearest male role model is their father. If, men think of your fathers, women think of your mothers. So growing up, I thought this is normal. Like, your dad, he's got promo shots. I was like, okay, so this is what it means to grow up in the world. That's kind of him when he's 21. And there's his Barry and Reg just after his time at Butlins, when they went around the working men's clubs of Britain, and he tells the story about when they went to Aberfan in Wales. It was a week after the Aberfan mining disaster, a total tragedy, where a big slag heap, it was called a slag heap, the slag heap of the leftover stuff suddenly collapsed, engulfed a primary school, killed hundreds of kids. It was awful. So my dad's going through from town to town, and he's one town along in Wales, a mining town. And so the MC says, welcome, tonight we're going to start with a minute of silence for the tragedy of Aberfan. And now, Barry and Reds. Tidy. Just so I'll leave a few of these out. So his time in Butlins, there he's judging the glamorous granny competition. There's one where he's holding someone's double chin. It's very priesty. It's like the 60s. Oh, there he's doing the knobbly knees contest. and judging the Bella button is all very PC. So, we get the idea. Now, again, it's not normal. Like, I was showing a story for those who are at the funeral, for those who missed it and saw it on live stream. It was great. We haven't yet spoken with our cousin Mandy about getting the Sky One broadcast rights. Tanya, maybe your TV channels. We've got Emmy, BAFTA-nominated producer over in the kitchen. So, but nonetheless, I will just share one story from the Eulogy. I was saying, so last few months, I'd be when Dad would go up to bed, I'd sit and do reflexology on him every night, and do some deep tissue stuff and just really trying to calm him down. And through the reflexology, the hours and the hours, we talked about so much. And one night, months and months ago, he said, Marcus, how long does it take to read out 2,000 words? And Dad, I don't know. I've got a voiceover rate chart I'll work it out. I won't charge you, but So, and then the next day he's like, it's about 20 minutes, isn't it? I said, yes. He said, cool. When the time comes, I've written out some words I'd like you to read. Your brother-in-law knows where it is, and you read it. I realised my dad had written his own eulogy. Again, I don't think it's so normal, but this was the style. And I said, Dad, look, 20 minutes is a bit long. Can we cut it down, please? This is not like Los Angeles where people just talk. He said, no, they'll be there. It's fine. They can wait. They're not going anywhere. And so we did it. And at the end of the eulogy, he was talking about Kaddish. He said, okay, let's talk about Kaddish. Many people rush it. I want you to go slow. It should be meaningful. If the whole service lasts a minute longer, so be it. Let's just do it like that. And so for anyone who's got any complaints, say what you will. I won't answer back. And no need to clap, because tonight I can't take up and stand and take a bow. And those were his last words. The previous week, we'd had his 80th birthday party here. And his English birthday, the one we celebrated, his Hebrew birthday, his 80th Hebrew birthday will be the last day of the shiva. And 80 is the age that we go to Gevurah, Shmonim le-Gevurah, it says in Ethics of the Fathers, into strength. So he was in strength in this world and strength in the next world. And he was so looking forward to it, and we whole service planned here. And he just said, I want to wait for my 80th birthday. I want to hang around. I want to be here for it, Marcus. I've given up waiting for your wedding, so I'm going to wait for the birthday. And it happened. And it was my bar mitzvah parsha, and he did the Torah reading, and he got up and spoke, and he did the bar mitzvah blessings tune, and he benched Gomel, the Thanksgiving prayer. It was amazing. It was phenomenal. And it was his last Shabbat. And everything was prepared, and nothing can prepare you for mourning fully. But it was a whole life. In that Torah reading, it had his Hebrew name, Benjamin, the youngest son of Jacob, but also the youngest son of Meir and Sadie, my grandparents, and Uncle Raymond's younger brother. And it says in that parsha, it's got the blessing that's given to Benjamin. Binyamin zev yitraf baboker yachal ad v'la erev yechalek shalal, which means Benjamin is a wolf, like a fierce wolf. In the morning, he's going to tear up the spoils, and in the evening, he's going to hand them out. It sounds like it's pretty violent, but through Kabbalistic eyes, or through the heart, through Chassidut, it's about how someone with that spirit can go and bring things in and share things out. Take in the pain, take in the difficulty, take in disorganization, organize it for people, whether it's doing the mortgages and finances and planning, organizing their life, bringing joy, organizing parties, fixing. It is very much in that tune. And this week's Torah reading at the beginning of Exodus, it says that Bnei Israel were kotzer ruach, the children of Israel were short of breath. And he passed away through shortness of breath. I had the honor of holding him as he breathed his last. He held me when I came into the world, and I held him when he left the world. But perhaps the shortness of breath isn't just constriction. It's almost like the wow, what a life. What a life. And maybe one thing we can do in his honor to keep his life going in this world, what we do in this world echoes in eternity. Is it okay to quote Gladiator? I've done it. So what we do in this life echoes in eternity, but one way to help give that life is to do one more act of kindness. And just for the next 24 hours, just think, what can I do to make one person happy? How can I carry that kind of thoughts? May my father's memory be a blessing. Thank you for your friendship, your love, your prayers. May his soul elevate and may the mourners be comforted.
Amen.
Now we have Kaddish de Rabbanan, an extra complicated one in Aramaic. Page 132. You sure? Okay.